Damn, son, where'd you find this?
People don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who act like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lied.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late. They cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after your no. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Stranded and alienated, stripped and humiliated, wallowing in a vision now cold and isolated, caught in the lies of a false reality, feeling the sting of inner depravity, as sin begins to pull you in like a rigid force of gravity, spewing out lies while claiming to be true, drowning you in sorrow like a proverbial stool, robbing you of all you ever known, forcing itself onto one's throne. It attacks so ruthlessly, it attacks so relentlessly.
Yo. What's up? Monko. Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. Happy Friday, good people. Hope all is well. It is Friday again. I had to reiterate that one more time. The open mic is back. Grateful to be here. Love this. This is my element, my place of zen and tranquility. Shout outs to the people in the building. Sydney, I see you. Salutes. We here to have a good time, decompress, share some spoken. We're not about to talk about politics and none of that stuff. We just here to vibe out. You heard? Chef, what up? Let me go ahead and bring Sid up real quick, man. We're gonna get into it here in a second, man. If you know any poets, anybody out there that might be interested in joining, hit me up. Matter of fact, let me put this up on the big screen real quick, just so you know how to reach me. Everything you need down below. I do have a QR code, but it's not on this particular stream. So next time I have it ready for y'all. Sid, what up?
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Just another day in the neighborhood.
You, Mom. I asked how you were. My daughter was like, I'm good. How are you?
That's all right. How the fam doing? How everybody?
My day was something. I've been dealing with insurance company all day, and I was quite frustrated earlier because I was on hold for an hour, and then I got connected with the lady, and like 20 seconds into the call, it disconnected. And when I called back, it was another hour long wait. So I was pretty frustrated, and then I still have not gotten what I need to do done because I had to get transferred to somebody else, and I'm still on hold. So I'm like, I've been at this since 11, so I'm glad I have something enjoyable to to do right now instead of just miserating. I don't know if that's a word, but wallowing in my annoyance and disappointment.
Gotta love those prolonged holds. They don't even give you good music to listen to right now.
Yeah. Here's
Yes. I sent you the link in the calendar. You should have got notified for it. Everybody got notified for it. There it is. There it is, right there. I know that sound. It's the same voice on every single recording when you try to talk to somebody important. Because they don't want to talk to you directly. Right. Look, this is what I'm gonna do. I want to start us off with something. It seems only fitting. And we'll go back. We'll do like an exchange here and there. Where do I want to go? This one. All right. I'll start here. Do the solo. And I'll turn it over to you. One second. So this one I wrote in 2017. Come. Established with inks of somber wisdom and soothsaying, here amongst me for the sake of reconditioning a pathless pathology laid sick in reality's threads. Its dragon's breath fierce and impatient, its loft readily girded with scales. Home cheers are that of the device in the tongue, the constant wave tossed and returned to a topography of beggars and thieves. Most cast nets and unforgiving rocks, sown in a riddler seams. I protested thou. What here is there to be set if ash has established thy land, or beasts thereof are the owners of a rebuked city? Come, interest me in this wedlock of woe being consecrated in the days yet to be forgotten. For this man desires truth, but the scolding arms deny us reciprocity at every end. Foolish eyes lie to my soul, and an idle mind would have me as prey. Pit outsourcing flames, names outgrossing grave metals testify every day, spigots full of decay. I've lounged with the quiet pitch and have made many friends in his rage. I look and pierce the anomaly shame kindle and rip up the oddities game. I walk alone because the truth is a commodities game. That one was about the community that I currently am in, the one that pretty much it sees the world a skewed lens, a lens of selfishness, self-righteousness. When they arrive at their breaking points, it's only after the brimstone and the hail has fallen on that they really understand exactly what they have done with their decisions and their choices. It's hard to believe I wrote that one so long ago, but yeah, I thought about things like that quite often, like more than I thought I would. It just progressed the older and older and older I got. But yeah, that was back in 17, believe it or not.
Oh, I did not realize I was not. I was thought I was on mute.
I muted you when I was reading, so I didn't want the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you didn't hear my hold music the whole time.
No, I had it muted. I unmuted it after I was done.
That was good. That was good. I always enjoy hearing what you create. And you said that was from 2017?
Right.
That's cool.
Yeah. Even like at 8, 9 years old, I always thought about the world and the direction it was going in. Was it going to get better or worse? I don't know if I had any business being so serious at that age, but I was always critical about my city and about the government and stuff like that. I just never took as much interest in it as I should have. This is what I'm gonna do though. I'm gonna read another one. I don't think we ready yet, so I'm gonna read another one, and we're gonna keep this ball rolling. Shout out to everybody that is in the building. I'm gonna mute her real quick. I'm gonna go back into solo mode, and I'm gonna give y'all another one. I'm always clipped up. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold up. Let me go to. I'm not gonna do that one. Let's see what we got. Do I want to do that one? Title this one Autumn Leaves. Autumn Leaves. We each have lanterns that flutter as we walk down the cold, warm path of inevitability. Mark my words. I sit rarely in puzzle pieces with barely sightings therein of reason, yet for all my pitter-patter messages I find the way to lucidity in spite of numerous amounts of dwindling wonders who doubt became a scab in a pirate raiding vessels exceeding light. I am not a deep thinker. I'm a consciousness, just an idea or inhibitor for reassuring self-preservation until fate, as you would call it, relieves me of purpose in this circuit Herein lies functionality. The ability to prove energy is not discriminatory or temporary. Howbeit, do you walk in dark, and yet know not that you see or what you see is real? Your eyes, the beholder, your heart and mouth, iron workers in the mills, and the biggest conspirator of them all. One elusive illusion, and watch the shadow fade into oblivion. I have purged its Confederate flag and have spoken to his designated driver. Feels like reverted sun. Our condolences to your world. There are multiple paths, but many oaths will part before a single promise is secure.
Send non-urgent messages to your doctor. Find you assistance near you. Switchboard. Download it.
Another oldie. You weren't here for the one that I wrote. I did write one, and that was the first time I had wrote in like I think maybe almost a year. I did that one a few years back. But yeah, it felt good to pick the pen up again. I might have to, like, I can't just write unless I'm motivated or I'm inspired to. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, True Whispers, D, it was another person. And it just made me think, oh yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. I wanted to close the year out with something. I didn't want to go there whole 2025 and not touch the piece of paper.
I need to get back to writing. I haven't written since 2025, but it's been a bit. I don't know why. I've just like not mentally been there yet.
You?
Mm-hmm. It's been a couple months.
You usually have something for everything.
I know. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I'm surprised you don't have something for the phone call. The fact that they got you on hold.
Oh, I did have some things pop into my head. Because it's still ongoing. I definitely I've definitely been like, I should write about this.
I did something like that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was years ago.
I did it once with a negative experience I had with the doctor. I had this really dismissing, like she was not paying attention to me whatsoever. And this was the first time that I legitimately was like, I'm actually going to write a full detailed bad review about you because I was so disheartened by that experience. She blew me off. She didn't understand my medical history. She kept getting things wrong. And so I ended up writing a poem about that situation because of how impactful it was. So I definitely have enough frustration to write about being on my phone for hours.
How's the class and the people?
They're good. I haven't been in the class since I think it was the second or third week of December because we've been off for the holidays. Because both of them basically fell on the actual holidays, Christmas and New Year's. But we're going to be back next week on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that because I've missed having that routine. Like the whole Christmas situation, like threw my brain into a mush because like I lost this routine, I lost the poetry routine. So it was. I find now that my brain actually does better with routine, even though I have a really hard time creating and maintaining routine. It helps if it's more like an externally pressured routine where it's not me that's dictating it, but like I have an actual like commitment that I have to do. So it feels good to get back to it. It's definitely bothering me that my whole routine poof for a while.
I understand. And I mean, to be fair, life happens and you gotta adjust. And it go back to that conversation that we all had last week about, well, routine is good, but there's going to be points where you're going to have to kind of, yeah. So it's like it's healthy.
With the ADHD, it comes with that fear of like, oh my God, what if I like completely fall off the wagon and just disappear and don't do the podcast ever again and don't write ever again? But that's more anxiety than anything.
It's all good. Hey, I pulled a book out from one of the older poets that pulled up to my IDD when I was doing my thing before COVID. I figured I'd read one or two of their passages, just to keep the flow going. I go back into solo mode, and then I come back. If you want to add anything afterwards, this one
pieces, they're just older.
It's fine. I want to make sure you prepared. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, to the people watching, I want to say shout outs. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. This is just round one. I'm spinning back later at 11 o'clock. I got something else I want to I got to talk about. It ain't poetry related. Yeah, I know y'all know about that situation with the woman and ICE. So we definitely gonna chop it up. I'm putting in some overtime today. This one right here comes from Divine. Shout out to him. I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but bro was really dope, and hopefully he's still doing his thing. He titled this first one I'm gonna read, "Finding Yourself." What is God to her? A man that has no intention of loving her correctly, that only pleases her when he is between her thighs. With a sinner's tongue, she calls out his name. She scratches her mistakes into his back, hoping that he has the bone to fix them. When it's done, he praises the moonlight, but curses the morning sun, because she wakes up to a half-empty bed with less of a will to care. If another man fills the void, the last lover left. But what's left is nothing. She sits and wishes a man will come in and truly come in her life for the better, allowing her to confide in him with the secrets that her past holds so close to her heart. That's the first time I read that book. Bro was on some other stuff with that. I had no idea. And like I understand exactly what he was talking about. And a lot of us be in these situations. A lot of us. And what he's describing here is a specific woman who has daddy issues and looks at this archetype of man as somebody that is supposed to comfort and provide for her, but in all actuality, he is a false prophet. He is nobody that you should be following or you should be honoring or you should be holding to any type of respectable standard. But because she was raised a certain way, this is all she knows. That was an absolutely wicked one, and it was it was so short, but it was so compacted. I heard all I needed within that one thing. Let me go over. I'm gonna read another one about Sydney is handling her business. This one is another one by him. The Truth Within Love. She walked to me like a sunrise, and the only thing I could do was embrace the warmth in her smile while I stared into her eyes, glistening with tears from a wasted love. She knew I could feel her pain because I held on to her like a cold wind wrapping around two lovers that didn't want to let each other go, but they knew the end was near. So she sunk into my chest, tears bleeding through my shirt. My lips pressed gently on the crown of her forehead, reminding her that a gentle love walks with patience. So she held me tighter, knowing the truth that I couldn't love her in any way because what was love anyway? Yikes, that's cold.
Bang, 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 bang.
Most times when we write like this, you done went through some shit. Like you just know you went through something. There's no way that you could talk like that without the experience at all. Can't convince me otherwise. Like I said, bro's dope. I'm gonna have to catch up with him, man. I would love to have bro on the platform. Like when we chopped it up, this was COVID. Everybody was on Instagram, on Twitter. Nobody was outside. So you had to find ways to entertain yourself. And that's where I think everything was peak. Everything. Like if you wanted to build a community, if you was trying to connect with other artists and all that, right when COVID was like at ground zero, that was your time. Jump on every live stream. Jump on every open mic, every virtual open mic that they would have. You jump on them. That's how you was building your people. The only part that I didn't like about it, and I still have a gripe, they were very biased to who they would let up. And they had it set to a place where you were a feature based on who you knew. So if you had friends and all that stuff that was already locked into them and them and them and them, you had first dibs. Anybody who was just new and they were just popping in and they were trying to, do their thing, they give you fake love, fake support. They didn't really push you like that. They wasn't really going to bat for the underdogs, for the folks that had the low count, the low views. And that's one of my issues, one of my main issues with the community, man, because it's not really a community spread out. There's a popularity contest. But when I started to do it, I had folks who had never ever been in front of a camera before. They had never read a single thing up here. I'm not talking about here. I'm just talking about in general. They had never been on screen, performed none of their work, but they've been on Twitter and all those sites for a very long time. They just never performed before until they came across my I guess they knew somebody that knew me, and then they connected through them, and then they passed the message along, and that's how we ended up meeting up. You should actually go back. I don't have all of them up, but if you go to my earlier stuff, you'll see what I'm talking about. I had singers, poets, people playing the guitar. Some of these folks, they had never did it before, and it was like I was humbled because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at all. I was still trying to break out of being shy and understanding how to do this for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, learning how to make other people comfortable. You got to be comfortable for them to be comfortable. How to get everybody included to participate, because it's not just about the poets. It's not about the host. It's about the viewers. It's about the people in the comment section. Y'all came to watch, and you came to support. You came to enjoy yourself. You came to see somebody. So you have to feel welcome here as well. So I learned a lot doing COVID. I learned a lot from Sydney, and I'm not talking about Sydney here specifically. My church sister Sydney, Blue Flames, the poet, Virgo. There was a long list, a very long list of names that have been up here. I wish I could just pull up specific pieces. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I might be able to. I hate that popularity shit. I hate it. It discourages people. It makes folks not believe in the community. It makes them feel like they're never going to be heard or seen. It makes it, and it comes off as if everybody is snobby, bougie, and whatever word you want to frame it as. And like, I really, really hate that shit with a passion, bro. Like, for real. What I want to do though, I had an idea. And I'm gonna see if this works. I'm gonna test it out. So I want to go. I'm hoping I can go to at least one of my my pages where I do have some of the open mic stuff up there. So you can kind of get a feel for what I'm actually speaking about. Let me see. The problem here is they're not trying to let me. But I'm trying to see for some reason. I wanted to actually play one of those videos, but I can't get to them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read another one really quick, and we're gonna keep the show rolling. Title this one, Streets of Rage. External flame. Carved dimensions out of time. Out to singe the bosom preceding my hovering lisp. Decades erode us. History, the connoisseur of age, a jackal that diminishes images. Just look at the obituaries in which the fertilized sentences stop portraying what I need and receive what I feed. There is only so much a body we can do before what's conceived bleeds, and we are at the gondola, the deciding factor. Time to make a choice before double jeopardy is off the table, and not even a piece of Gandhi will buy you a ticket into sanctity. We should ready our minds at all times, but the wave of accountability is as a loving, a losing turn from a horn's flesh. Address me in formless innuendo. You advise and wear your offerings proud and true. Who's the fool, me or you? You or me? Wait, I'll leave. Two concubines occupying space in one womb cannot conceive. We spoil each other, each pore with potential of saliva, skin, fire, minds, wire, two knives sparking iron. My days, short hours, long minutes, quicker seconds for the others. Hands stagger so much that my arms look like they've been victimized. I see you back in the studio. Hold on a minute. Let me bring you back up. Yeah. All right. We straight.
Finally. Of course, it was just, oh, now you have to email this department, but at least it's not any more phone calls because I'm done with being on hold all day.
Hey, sometimes you gotta. I'd be pissed if I sat for 20 minutes, and I've done it before. I've sat there for 20 minutes, and I'd be so pissed off I hung up. But I was that close to getting through, but like I don't. Them calls be the worst.
Yeah, I was in the middle of talking to her, and then it just went dead. And I was like, I swear to God, I'm with somebody.
You know the ones that really piss me off. It's the ones when you wait for 30 minutes, you get through, you start to talk, and then the phone hangs up.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yep. I was like, I'll lose my mind. And then the next time I called, or the next time I got through, I accidentally put myself on mute, and I was like, oh my God, do not think about me right now. But I got to talk to her, and she was very nice. So, yeah. But 3 hours on the phone for just one task.
Lovely, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. But
well, look, are you ready? You good? Ready? All right.
Ready if you want me to do some back to back, since I made you do back to back.
Hey, we here. It's all good. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I mean, is this the first time you've read since 26, or have you
I think so, yeah. I haven't done any readings in person since like October, and I haven't done any poetry events with you since before I went to Texas. So it's my first 2026, whatever year we're in.
All right,
I keep
all right.
seeing people say, can I exchange my 2026 for a gently used 1998?
98 was a good year.
Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the solo though. I'm gonna let you do your thing. All right. I'll be right here in the cut.
So I have to do this one since I brought it up when we were talking about it. This is the medical record poem that I wrote about that doctor that I had a very terrible experience with. For a little background, if you don't remember what I was saying earlier, she completely messed up my medical history. This was for my seizures when I was first trying to get established with a neurologist. And I was trying to explain that because I had a history, because I had a seizure witnessed by a doctor finally, I was able to confirm that I've been having seizures and connected it back to episodes that I've had all throughout my childhood that until then I had not realized were seizures. But she didn't understand, and she kept saying, well, "Why didn't you see doctors if you've had seizures before? How come this is the first time you sought help for your seizures?" And there's a bunch of other things, but that was one of the things that really stuck out. Like, you're not paying attention to me. She also thought my mother-in-law was my sister, which, if you're not familiar with my family, my mother-in-law is Caribbean Black. So, but yeah, she was not a good experience. The only time I've ever really had a very negative experience in medical. But I wrote this poem after that experience. So this is called Medical Record. I am your medical record. Should be the one who spreads and shares for your sake. I am supposed to be there to support and report your histories, exposing your life's mysteries, yet tainted by the misunderstandings of dismissive closed ears, my papery skin of perception becomes the one who slights and leers. When instead the ones who perform for you under a mask of concern do not hear, when the ones who tend do not listen, their writings in me do not pretend, do not mask discrimination, do not hide the faulty preconception that the ones who cure see you as nothing more than just another case of blindness in the bright glare of blatant unkindness. I stare at you in the face, watching your anxious running rivers unravel from your eyes, struggling against the wake of this potent flood of lies, tainting your image, twisting your truths, how I long to pry myself from this profile online, to redirect your pain, to quell your new disdain, to correct the wrongs smeared into my file. Yet the paper cuts I try to erase unjustly sit in place. So that was that one. And I wrote it from the perspective of the medical file. Also, fun fact, I found on my new updated medical record, they accidentally put that I have 16 kids. I don't know how they made that mistake, but I just thought that was funny.
Hold up.
I'm like, apparently I've been having kids since 15 back to back, you know.
These people will be really screwing up like that. Imagine you go to a bank, they accidentally put $1 million in your account.
It's a good mistake.
Yeah, except they get mad at you for spending it.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, like, that's crazy, man.
They penalize you and like, oh, it's debt now. You owe us that money now. Like, damn, it's your mistake. Live with it. You tell me to do the same thing if I had debt. So
Exactly. Hold on. You got another one ready? Or
yes, I do.
all right. I'm gonna go back. Eight to the back.
All right. So this next one is still pseudo work in progress. I might want to add a little bit more to this, but it is one that's going to be going into my climate change poetry book. I wrote it based off of, I always mention her book, but not Sylvia Plath, Rachel Carson's Silent Spring, where she talks about the death of insects and how the pesticides and chemicals that we use in our day-to-day life are killing off the insects. And I'm sure you've probably seen it in your own lives, like the reduction of insects squished on your window when you go on road trips and stuff like that, or fewer like cool bugs like crickets and grasshoppers and stuff like that. So this poem talks about that. It's called Two-Eyed Pestilence. The insects of earth have arrived as a scourge, not on 6 or 8 legs as we persuade ourselves to prefer, but on 2 legs, no antenna, no fangs, and no stingers, no segmented stomachs, only skin-wrapped sinners. Yet we have wrought such devastation as crowds, not as the locusts, yet still arriving in careless clouds, not as the spider, yet still arriving with the traps as we leer, not as the wasps, yet bringing such palpable fear. Instead of the chirps of the crickets and the buzz of the beetles, we come in with machines and the most noxious of noises, drowning earth with only 2 hands. And with only 2 eyes, we fail to see the devastation we commit, in pursuit of eliminating the very creatures we aim to omit. We call pests, we despise, we swat, we destroy, taking their lives on sticky mats with quick, deathly zaps. We decide we are the ones who should live, even though we need them to be. We need them for our crops and our trees. They are the cleanup crew. They are the desperate source of food, even though we are the insects. We are the ones who bite deeply and do not let go. We are the small-minded destruction, the consumers, the spreaders of disease, of maliciousness. We use every device we have to take away the rights of the creatures we find to be smaller. Instead of 2 wings, we use our 2 hands to eliminate ourselves in the pursuit of remaining unbothered. Like the sting of a bee, the destruction we disguise as our defense will do to ourselves as we do to them.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Solo, hold on. Had to take the head off. It kept falling off my head. I got tired of that. I'm gonna freestyle this one. Welcome to the House of Thieves. These hands have been guilty of many things, and nobody could prove otherwise that they were even involved. Congratulations. You have been marked by the stereotype. Look all around you. The hollow grounds, they whisper to me daily. You might not be familiar with the language because it speaks in a tongue of abnormalities. See these eyelids? They're the houses of a many ghosts that blow wind back into my face like soot as in air. No cough, can regurgitate the reverberations of pain and agony that I've endured since the beginning of time, pen being the original ancestor of all thoughts and paralysis within this ink. How do you farewell to a goodbye that you never decided to compete with? I digress. Today we are gathered here in a ceremonious level of celebration. Unfortunately, some have come to cheer, others have come to clap for your demise. I am a clean and pure witness of all the sins that relish in the hell fires of thinking, compartmentalizing all of the agony there is within the context of infrastructures that are dehumanized every single day. How pro-core for me, this senselessness, this lack of violence disguised as being polite, all the while looking over my shoulder, hoping that the exit wound doesn't crucify me the same way that humankind did. Interesting take. Not as photogenic as the heat seeker or the naysayer. Not as problematic as the morning shift, as the air takes a turn for the worse. Blink twice if you are in danger. Say I'm wrong and watch them blaspheme. They're not ready for that truth. Yo, I just feel like doing that one. Just random. Why not? New Year. That's the first time I did it this year. And shout outs to the people. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for being here. You know, this is my favorite part of the week. This is the part of the week where you don't have to be so you know what I'm saying? You good over there?
Yes, I have another one. This dog comes upstairs and then he like pees on the carpet. So I always hate when he comes upstairs. I swear, like you can have him out for like 45 minutes and then you bring him in and he immediately pees on the floor. I'm like, what are you doing? You were outside this whole time. Why did you do this now? But puppies, man.
You get the hang of it. The training part is the most frustrating. But
yeah, at least he's not a chihuahua. Those things have a bladder of a squirrel. But I do have another poem. So this one is called Ladies of Liberty. I am woman, I am daughter, I am mother. I am from a long line of trees that stood firm in the face of raging torrents, that seek to rip families apart and tear up homes at the seams. I am part of ancient forests with wooden anchors dug in deep for their saplings, for their babies that are cradled in their roots. I am woman, I am daughter, I am mother, holding onto the sparse sustenance, gripping onto the last substances, earmarked for the next generation, the soils we let wash away by the greedy funded solvents bursting forth through crumbling dam walls, letting their power smother like rain. In floods of white power lies lies the well paid. They've come to erase our communities. They've selected to eradicate our cultures. They think they can cut us down. They think they'll raise the forest we built to put up their Eden hell. We will never wither. We will never leave. We will never fall, for we are the trees. As women, as daughters, as mothers, we are from a long line of trees that stood firm in the face of raging torrents, that rip families apart and tear up homes at the seams. We will become a forest, digging crocheted roots down deep. We will fight for freedom's keep, for our saplings, for our babies who are cradled in our roots, because for them, there's nothing we won't do.
Talk your shit. Hey, look. we here. You know, beautiful. Damn, can we do this more and more? I'm gonna have to spam all of social medias until we get everybody back up here doing this again. I want to have a reunion. I'm gonna reach out to people I ain't spoke to in years. I'm gonna be like, look, bro, look, man. I'm on YouTube now. I'm not on IG no more. Y'all was some of the first people that's been up here. I would love to have one day where I can just bring all y'all back just for that one time. If nothing else, for that one time, and we just all cut it up. That would be fire. I think that would be fire. You know, but we'll see. I'm just grateful for this. I'm glad we got to do it. You know, I'm glad you could make it.
Me too.
Because I wasn't sure if you were going to be able to or not. This year it's been a little. I started off strong. I don't know about everybody else, but it still has like lingering awkwardness for some reason. But yeah, True Whispers, man. There's some folks, man. I'm gonna have to go and chop it up with, man. I'm gonna try. I can't promise nothing because I didn't really have that type of relationship with them people. That's why you don't see them. You know what I'm saying? But just for the sake of nostalgia, and because I'm not the masked man anymore, yeah, they never got to see that. So yeah, give me 1 second. Somebody knocking at my door. I don't know. Hold on a minute. Hold on.
While you go to that?
Yeah. Appreciate you.
All right. So this one is called Nothingness. The bang of life drumming inside us tells us we are beautiful. We are special. We are God's gift to this earth. Yet, we are as nothing as the grains upon this rock, prescribed to this endless hourglass. Our movements are constantly wiped away by the force, moving lands, culling forests, deleting entire generations with nothing but a gradual nudge. The slow, inevitable, endless march. The lonely but life-giving parade. Tick, tick, tick. Hush goes the world. Again, again, again. Disasters pass like comets in an ocean of stars. Wars fall silent against the background of existence. A single life, a mere speckle on the ribbon of forever. Time allows nothing but repetition to remain. As children of desperation, we long to make ripples in the perpetual river, vying desperately for the invisible spotlight. We haphazardly etch the beautiful reflections of ourselves into the crystal curtains of the universe, longing for our essence to pervade, only to again be polished away, for we are nothing more than sand.
Yes. Thank you. You held it down. I appreciate that. That was a quick little thing. You never know what's going to happen over here. There's been days where I had to really just get up and I couldn't type nothing. I couldn't say, I got something. I just had to go and like say it, or somebody there just jump right in and pick up wherever the conversation was going. I always appreciate stuff like that. It's the little things that matter. Like that's how you gotta have that fluidity. You know what I'm saying? But we at the end of the stream, or the open mic night, and I just want to say thank you to everybody who was able to make it. I will be spinning back 11 o'clock. I'm doing the double today because that live stream I did earlier, that wasn't it. I'm not satisfied with that one. So I'm spinning back later. I got to get it in overtime. I don't be playing around with this stuff. This is a new year. I said I was going to be on their helmet last year. I'm doing double this year. So if you around and you up, holler at me. That whole situation with Ice and that woman, yeah, we gonna cut it up.
What time your time?
It's gonna be 11.
11.
Yeah.
It's 8 my time. I might be able to make that.
I will send you the link.
Okay.
All right.
Also, since I see SM here, I don't think she saw it, but I wanted to show that there's a baby coming in July. I thought you'd be interested to know that.
Yeah, SM asked about you. And matter of fact, Anna told me to tell you hello.
Oh, yay, I'm glad you heard from her. How's she doing?
She's good. She's good. She's not back on the bike yet. But she is mobile. She getting around and everything. Pretty soon she's gonna be back. She just came back. She took some time off of IG. That's why I haven't seen her. She,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll send you the link, and we'll chop it up here in a little bit. You be safe out there. You be safe out there. Stay warm, and I appreciate you. I'm glad you could make it.
Me too.
Shout outs to Chef, True, SM, everybody in the building. I'll see y'all in a couple hours, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, just in case we don't get to talk again. And hold on. All right. I just want. All right. I got you. Cool. I had to make sure you got your bars off before I hit the button. Do me a solid before y'all go.
Push the goddamn button.
See y'all in a little bit.
Stranded and alienated, stripped and humiliated, wallowing in a vision now cold and isolated, caught in the lies of a false reality, feeling the sting of inner depravity, as sin begins to pull you in like a rigid force of gravity, spewing out lies while claiming to be true, drowning you in sorrow like a proverbial stool, robbing you of all you ever known, forcing itself onto one's throne. It attacks so ruthlessly, it attacks so relentlessly.